Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Saturday, and Saturday today I like to let my hair down, what hair I've got remaining, and have a bit of fun. Look at maybe a quirky map and maybe include a quirky asset, that kind of thing. And today's map is exactly that. Although it might not appear it's at first glance, I'll get to that in a moment. What we have today is a map from a creator who's made a few maps. We've never reviewed them before, but it's definitely had to be done today. This map stands out, okay, and even if you choose not to play on it, there's nothing wrong with it. You'll have a really good time playing on it if you choose to play on it, and it is a whole lot of fun and pretty well done too, so all credit to the creator. Now, I've got to admit, I have been a bit naughty here. I don't normally edit maps, but just for this opening sequence, yes, don't worry, Stalker, I have edited it. It's not broken. I've been a bad boy. I've been a very bad boy. I'm going to sit in the corner while you find something to do. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm coming back now. I'm coming back. I'm sorry about that. I had to sit in the corner for a moment, think about what I've done. Thanks for your support. Today's map is Bodies in the Harbour by Stalker. Stalker, this is just brilliant. I mean, it's completely insane, but brilliant. All credit there. There's your start square. We'll have a look at the start square in a little bit more detail in a moment. I'm pretty sure that you'll find there's a body of water surrounding it. Love it. There's your terrain heights, very flat and very buildable with a mountain ridge for backdrop. Why not some backdrop? And look, they're wearing clothes. Resource painting, they're wearing clothes, and very playable too. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour, you want to do some fishing, we've managed to get all of the little fishies in there as well. A very busy looking Sunset Harbour map. Right, off to the workshop. Yay. What do we need? Well, if you scroll down, you'll see absolutely nothing. Zero, zilch, zip, nothing at all. Nicely written short description, bit of humour thrown in there too. We'll be using the natural beauty theme and Scotland Tom's clear and bright LUT. And Scotland Tom is back. Yeah, we've seen a couple of maps from them this year. They are much loved and missed when they're not about. Okay, so 100% vanilla with a big selection of the new vanilla trees from Mr. Maison. Thank you very much for those, and thank you for Colossal Order for making it happen. Or was it Paradox? I don't know who's responsible for these things. It's confusing to me. I know people are going to, well, people have explained it to me several times. Yeah, oh well, they dead the developer, and they. I don't know exactly who makes the decisions. Is it Paradox? So they say, right, what we want is, and then they go to Colossal Order and tell them what to do. Or do Colossal Order tell Paradox, this is what we're going to do, will you promote it? Yeah, maybe it's a combination of the two, I don't know. Anyway, Bodies in the Harbour. Hilarious, mate. Absolutely hilarious. Now, I'm going to say that if you think those bodies were a little bit surprising, for me, they're actually not the most surprising thing about the map. There's a very consciously done thing on this map, which, I mean, I scratched my head as to why it was done, but listen, it doesn't break it. It's just one of those things you go, but why would you do that? Yeah, most people are not going to even notice it. I think it might have been done just to troll me, possibly. I mean, you're not going to get any extra stars for it. You're not going to lose any stars for it. You're just going to have a few of the What's Map regulars scratching their heads, going, I don't understand. I really don't. But it's fine. Well, we'll get to it. I mean, you've done it on purpose, so it's deliberate. So, yay. Good for you. I still don't get it. Anyway, start square intersection. It's a vanilla wishbone. Sorry, vanilla cloverleaf. My bad. Vanilla cloverleaf, heavily decorated with all of the trees for prettiness. And I would say, yeah, pretty is what you've done there. And the detailing on the map is pretty. I mean, we're not talking next level stuff, but it's pretty. It's more than adequate, and I wouldn't ask you to change anything or add anything. It's perfect for the map. What you've done is perfect for the map. You've got a little bit of feature rock detailing here, which we're not going to have another look at. It's what it is there, isn't it? And now we're heading out to the Bodies in the Harbour. Connected up via this bridge to a road that goes around the outside, which adds a little bit of definition around the outside. The actual start square starts up here around this bloke's sweater and his head. I'm calling him a bloke. I mean, it could be a lady. We'll have a look at the bodies in the harbour in a little bit more detail later on. I've got a couple of observations to make. Again, maybe partly humorous. Nothing to worry about. They're basically islands shaped like people. Sort of thing that you might even find out in the Middle East somewhere, you know? Palm Jumeirah, anybody? Anyway, we've got an elevated railway line that runs parallel with the highway all the way across the length of the map. And across the other side of the highway, we'll nip across there in a moment, there's another rail that runs parallel with this one, but it is down at ground level. Told ya. There it is. So anyways, right, so I mean basically networking, that's all there is to it. All the islands have those roads around the outside just to give it a bit of definition. And of course, if we were to switch the lights off and go to night view, it would light up beautifully and be very attractive. Well, as attractive as outlines of bodies in harbours can be. Anyway, let's not get too hung up on these things, all right? Let's not Mafia jokes coming. I can just smell them in the comments now. Throw in your favourite Mafia jokes in the comments. I'll read them and maybe I'll get a little heart by any that I find particularly funny. Anyway, we'll take a brief intermission. We'll come back after that. We'll check the shipping routes. It's a surprising one. Well, I thought it was surprising, and I promise you, we'll have a look at those bodies and that really surprising thing. It's more surprising than bodies in the harbour. Did you know there's exclusive content available on Patreon and to YouTube members? For example, What's Map Extra, an occasional show looking in more detail at a previous map. So why not become a BonBonBuddy today? Oh, I love doing What's Map Extra. Always recorded as live. You just go and have a look at a map that had something unusual or different or fixable or something like that, and yeah, just spend a bit of time. Again, it's just occasional, but it's fun when I can find the time to do them. Always good. Anyway, shipping routes. This one that goes up this river, a little bit confused by why it isn't more central. It's a bit scarily close to the cliffs without being too close to the cliffs. And then the shipping route, which you've got a direct route that runs along the edge of the map, which means no ships will be going amongst the islands unless you put a harbour down on one of those bodies. The bodies with the harbours even. So yes, whichever way you do that, it will work. Water flow, don't worry, we've got strong water flow in the start square, but we've also got some pipes down there already set to go. So if you don't really want to be pumping and drawing and just want to start building your city, then you see those little black shiny things up there? Yep. That's your water sort of shiny black. Day glow black. Lovely. Okay, right. So we have lots of bodies in the harbour. Where should we start? Should we start with the start square guy? This one looks like he's got a bit of a crick in his neck. I think he might have a bit of a broken neck going on there. Maybe he needs to have a little bit of shave on his neck as well. Also, he's got hairy armpits. And let's not talk about what's going on down there. Okay. Then this guy over here, he appears to be flipping over his friend. He got hold of his ankle and chucked him over backwards. Or is this guy kicking the other guy over his head like whee? I'm not quite sure which way they would go, but it's hilarious. This guy seems to be running for the ice cream van. Hey, stop. I want an ice pop, an ice bowl, and 99er. This guy, yeah, quick, come quickly. The ice cream van's coming. Come quickly. And then finally, we have this guy over here who's running to the aid and assistance of his friend who seems to be falling to pieces. Yeah, there's all of that going on. A bit of a beachy head going on there. UK-centric jokes are the funniest if you're from the UK. Got the old glory hole going on down here. So, yeah, still don't know what's going on down there for it to light up. And then we have the bands. You have the band of water, followed by the band of beach, followed by a band of forest. And then as we go a little bit further, following it, there you go. Then you've got the elevated rail, then a bit more forest. Then you've got the highway, then you've got a bit more forest. Then you have a bit of a clearing, there's your clearing. Then you have a bit more forest, and then you have the rail. And then a little bit more forest, and then you have the river. And it's like that across the entire map. It's consistent, I'll give it that. And then you have that ridge. That ridge run. We haven't had a look at the ridge. It's there for backdrop, really. I wouldn't worry too much about it, but the quality is good. Okay, the quality is good. I do like the natural beauty theme for its rugged rock. Sirens, for those of you playing BonBonBingo. Did you catch that? So yeah, it's very rugged. We've got a few fantasy style waterfalls which are working fine. This is the one where you have the water, you've got the pumping the sewage out here, you've got the water drawing fresh water over the other side. There's plenty of strong water flow there. You'll have no problem. It's all powered up, ready to go. And a slightly pearlescent coloured waterfall, which is kind of striking. Always good for colour, isn't it? Now, if we were to come to the edge of the map, you'll see that we've drawn in the edge of map connections from the outside to a few yards from the outside. Now, we've seen that done before, Bonbon Island, and of course one of the maps this week as well. But normally to bring it into the middle of the map or do something clever with it, moving it in from, and it's the same on both sides. I don't understand. It's confusing to me and baffling. I told you the bodies weren't the most confusing thing on today's map. Now this is great. Okay, this is the Sunken road decoration by Modocero, and of course this is you'll do a cutting, maybe some vanilla keys on either side, and then you can just plop this over the top to decorate it. I like this idea. It wouldn't just normally be hovering like this. You'd be a bit more creative, but I don't have the time for that. But I do have the time for a factoid, because factoids. Ego Leonard is a Dutch painter and sculptor, and possibly an anonymous guerrilla artist whose works prominently feature outsized Lego figures, which have been found on beaches at various locations in the world since the late 2000s. The first oversized minifigure attributed to Leonard was retrieved from the sea off Zandvoort, Netherlands on the 7th of August 2007. Oh, okay. It had a yellow head and blue torso. The first 4 letters of the name, Ego Leonard, are an anagram of Lego. How about that? 7th of August. That would have been my 10th wedding anniversary. Not a wonder I didn't notice it in the news. Oh, asset of the day. Sunken road decoration by Modocero. This could be, I just noticed. Oh, fantastic news. Fantastic. Where were we? Back down to ground level. It's your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, it's striking. It's memorable. It's striking. It's done pretty well. There's not really much more you can do. I feel I've got it for the iconic. It's memorable and done well, so I've got to go into 4 stars, but I don't think I can go higher than the lowest possible 4 stars you can get, so we'll do that. Detailing, very solid standards throughout, nothing to bring it down, nothing really to super excite either. I've got to go 3 stars, but I'm going to go towards the top end of 3 stars. There's nothing wrong with it. Gameplay potential. I ummed and ahed over this one. I feel that this should be 3 stars, but really, actually, it's got plenty of playability built into it. So I'm going to push it into 4 stars, but I'm going to, again, have it at the bottom end, because I don't see any reason to want to play it, other than to have a laugh. Bodies in the Harbour by Stalker. I absolutely approve of this one. I can't give it a seal of approval, because I don't get it. I don't see any time that I would ever want to play that map other than to play for a meme, I guess. And I've had a great time with it. And thank you so much for making it. It was so much fun. Anyway, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day. Sometimes they fall like that. And just prove you're part of the 20 out elite. And I'll be back tomorrow with the chart show. Have a great day, and I will see you very, very soon. Tutorial on Sunday.